Hey guys. So today's episode is about Jim DiMaggio, this fucking wackadoo, and his unfortunate encounter with the Anderson family. He was supposed to be a trusted friend, and what was a seemingly fine friendship turned into death and kidnapping. And its story starts out in San Diego, California, and it ends all the way in Idaho in some huge uncharted forest near the River of No Return. That's actually what it's called. Isn't that wild? Who would name something that? But anyways, it's a bizarre story. The motives seem unclear, but it's not really a case of who done it. It's pretty clear that Jim targeted this family and took some of them out and then took one of them out hiking. So stay tuned to find out how we ended up in Idaho and how justice was served.
Hey! Pew, 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 pew. Hello.
What's up, everybody? I don't like to do the same hellos all the time. It feels boring.
Okay.
I think
like
you should
yours.
either have a standard greeting or switch it up.
You'll never know with us.
Yes. All of my favorite YouTubers, which is just two, because I only watch two, which is Curtis Connor and Bailey
Oh, okay.
Sarian. They have standard ones. They say the same thing every time, and I look forward to it.
Mine
So
say
maybe
the
I'm-
same thing every time, too.
Maybe I'm doing a disservice, but I think what you love about me
You
is
and
that
me are
you'll
different.
never know what
Yeah,
the
we're
fuck I'm
different.
going to say. I never know what the fuck I'm going to say. And with that, welcome to Two Peas in a Crime Pod.
We're on episode 66.
66.
We normally drop an episode 3 times a week, but we took it back to 2 for now. Just trying to catch up on a few things that I haven't had time for. Still haven't done a single one of them, but I've been laying out. I have a little bit of a tan, so
You know what? Treat yourself.
it's
The
been nice.
other day it was like 54 degrees outside. She was like, I'm coming over to your house to lay out. Want to lay out with me? And I was like, no, I'll wave to you from the window with a blanket around me. I'm not fucking laying out in this. It's freezing.
That's when it's perfect. You don't get too hot that you want to come in.
See, her body circulates blood and she has warmth. I don't have that. I'm like a fucking vampire over here. There's no fucking blood circulating around me. I will freeze out. So I haven't got to really tan too much yet. I've been to a few of my nephew's baseball games, so I got some like in here, but
Yes. Are you going tonight?
of course I knew there was a game tonight. And I had decided before this exact moment whether I was going to go or not. No, I can't go tonight. Matt just texted me like, I really need to work on the bedroom tonight so that all my stuff's in one area because I'm feeling a little like jumbled and I don't like it.
Displaced. I get it.
Which is totally fair because he's essentially living out of a backpack because he's spending all the time at our house.
Oh,
And he
okay.
has an entire house with his things set up the way that he likes them. That's all his.
Okay.
And he's living out of a backpack on the mess of the floor, which is my bedroom.
Yeah, that's not good. We got to take care of him.
So I already did a lot. Like I cleaned off that entire dresser
Yeah.
and desk and like set him up a space. So he just wants to
bedroom has like every available place to set something. Has like 5 things, and every cubby is full, and every piece of the wall is covered, and all the sections of the floor have things. And I came over the other day, and it was all on the bed, and she was like on the floor and
so
just
far
surrounded.
everything she said is accurate.
She's like surrounded by things and little doodads, and she saves everything, which drives me nuts. She's like, look, Mom, I saved all these things from this. And I'm just thinking, yeah, you should have thrown that away 10 years ago.
I have my keepers. Okay. So I don't throw away movie tickets or wristbands from shows or things that are precious to me for whatever the reason it is that it's precious to me. And I call them my keepers. And I had a specific pile on my desk, which probably just looked like junk and trash to people. But to me, they were my keepers. And they're precious to me. And I also collect coffee cups. And so I would keep my keepers in my coffee cups. So I just had like 4 coffee cups that had like tickets to when me and Doug went to, Doug, Liz, and Morgan went to the Stalker Corn Maze or whatever it was, the Scare Fest. And Doug bought us those and he took us and it was really fun and it was out of his comfort zone. And I saved those because they're precious to me.
Are you going to make like a scrapbook later?
When I have time in my life, yeah, that's the fucking goal, isn't it? But then I also have like my little trinkets. I love a trinket. And I have like all of my little office figurines. And I smacked the mic. I'm sorry, guys. And
the mic is actually not very close to you. This thing is, but the actual mic is not.
Get up here.
Get over here.
There you go. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I have stuff. I have a lot of stuff. I do love a trinket. I got my decor ideas and skills from a boomer age where you had trinkets, and people my age often are like minimalists and I am not. And so like I love a shelf with a thing on it or like 6 things on it. And my bedroom has just become like a collect all of like my trinkets and things.
So now we're making room for Matt.
But I will tell you, previously I've gone through my bedroom. I've cleaned my bedroom multiple times and things felt more important to me. And I felt like, no, I want to have this out. I want to have this visible. I want to have this seen. I like this. Seeing it makes me happy. And when I was going through it this time, it was a lot easier to be like, I don't need this out. I want Matt to have space. This isn't that important. I don't want to get rid of it quite yet. And maybe someday I'll have a place where I can display my little collectibles and things, but
the garbage can.
Why don't you put yourself in the fucking garbage can, Kells? So, but I organized. I did get rid of some stuff.
What?
I did. There was stuff
I'm
I was like,
shocked.
I don't need this. For instance, when Herb and I had first split, I think it was like the first Christmas we were apart, not divorced yet, but like I moved out in November. So it was December. Mm-hmm. And he had gone on a trip. I think he got this from an airport. I can't remember the entire story. I don't even know. Could have been a lie. Could have been from here in town. I don't know. But he got me these decorative boxes. They're like the size of shoe boxes, kind of. But they're decorated really cool. And they said New York. And they were very vintage, retro, yellows and oranges.
You got rid of those.
And it had the cityscape on it. And I was like, and I kept them because he was right. Like, I was like, damn, he's right. I do like these. These are cool. But I was like, you know what? I don't fucking want these. I don't fucking want these. Yeah. I was like, why do I have these out? I was like, bad juju. I don't even want this.
Okay.
I
can understand
I didn't
that.
take it because it was from him. I took it because I was like, yeah, this looks bomb as fuck. I do like this. I would have picked this out for myself. And that was when he was like really like grasping at straws.
Right.
That was when he was like, oh, for our anniversary, I was going to take you to Cedar Point, but I guess I won't now. And I was like, oh, well, we've been together for 8 years and we've never once gone, even though you know how much I love Cedar Point. So no, I don't want to go with you now. Sorry.
Can I interrupt you?
Yeah.
Can I interrupt your story just before I forget to tell you what your dad's grasping at straws gifts to me
please,
were?
tell me.
Do you know what they were?
Yes.
What?
We've had this talk before. Hold on, I'll think about it.
So we went to Florida without him.
And when you came home, he had bought all new furniture.
He had beds for you guys.
Yes. He bought that bunk bed.
A new mattress for us because I told him I was sleeping on the couch because the bed was uncomfortable. So he bought a new mattress for us. I had been sleeping on the couch for 5 years.
I never knew that.
No?
No.
Well, he had bought you guys new beds.
Yep.
And then he bought me 2 specialized gifts that were incredibly thoughtful.
I do know what they are because we have absolutely had this talk before. But
I was reading horoscopes at the time, and I was really into doing a chart. And he bought me a program that I filled in the information and it did the chart and made it really nice. And then I could print it out if I wanted to.
Okay.
So it was for, I can't even remember what it's called now. Is that called astrology?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was for astrology. And then I was also doing a lot of work on the piano, and there was this.
It's not astrology. I said the wrong thing.
Is it
astrology? Astrology is your horoscopes and shit.
Yes.
You were doing. This is beyond horoscope work. When you're working with tarot cards, it's just.
This, did I say tarot?
No, but I thought that's what you meant. That's
No.
how you do people's. Oh, you were doing astrology.
I was doing
You
their
were
chart,
doing their chart, like
where
you
the
were
moon
born
is
in this
in
phase. And stuff. Okay,
Aries
so then
and-
yes, that's astrology.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I was doing that, and I was working on the keyboard and recording to this thing called Cakewalk. And he bought me an upgraded version of Cakewalk, which for the last 10 years that we had been together, if I played piano, he would walk out of the room, turn on the TV, turn on the radio, or not talk to me for 2 weeks. So the fact that he bought me something music related was a big deal. But that's what we're talking about, grasping at straws. I totally understand that.
It kind of almost pisses you off more. So you're like, oh, you're not oblivious. You did realize this thing was important to me, and you've just been withholding it or not giving a fuck about what's important to me this whole time. And
Or
now,
punishing me for it.
Right. Or now when I'm like creating a boundary and putting my foot down, you're like, oh, do you want to do this? And I got you this and I saw that. And you're like,
Yeah, it just pissed me off.
yeah,
to be
it just,
honest.
yeah.
And I felt bad about it because he had obviously had like $5,000 in his hand, which meant dirt bike,
He would love to spend on himself.
guns,
Money burns a hole in a crumb's pocket. I can
car
attest.
parts.
And he went without those
And
things.
he bought things that I would have liked for the first time in 10 years. And it meant something, but it didn't mean enough, and it did kind of piss me off.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Yeah.
So anyways, I got
All right,
rid of
continue.
the gift
Okay.
that Herb had gotten me.
I was going to
Actually,
be upset about that because that was actually like something you could store things in. And
no, let me be so fair. Let me speak more clearly. I didn't get rid of it. I put it in the van. I'm going to ask Dad if he wants it because Dad collects things from New York.
York.
My dad loves retro stuff. My dad's house is all very retro and he loves architecture. So New York City is it for him. He loves the Flatiron Building and all of these beautiful architectural structures. And so I thought maybe he would like it because it features them on the front. And then the smaller box that goes inside of it has the Statue of Liberty on it. And so I'm going to ask him if he wants it. And if he says no, I'm going to chuck it. But I did think of Dad. I thought maybe he would. Father's Day's coming up. I thought maybe I'll just re-gift it and never tell him any of this. But I'll buy some pistachios, put them inside, be like,
by the way, Mother's Day is coming up. Don't even think about getting
please
me
don't get me anything either. We're so poor. Let's go on vacation.
Okay.
I just want to have a fun vacation.
That works for me. Deal.
Deal. You shake like such a pussy, by the way. God, I hate it. Mom does the hand over top, like, oh. Fuck shakes hands like that. Get over yourself. Anyways, I did get rid of stuff. I did part with things that are even dear to me where I was like, I don't really need this. And I did. I made a shitload of room for him. So then he was like, we were talking about like where you're going to put your clothes and stuff. And I'm coming up with ideas for that. And
I have dressers in your garage.
I don't think we want a whole dresser.
Oh, really?
First of all, he hangs all of
there
his
is
shirts
no
and
room
hoodies.
to hang anything anywhere.
And
in
I have
there.
some, I know. So I need to really, now that I'm in love, go through my clothes for a third time and think, Courtney, do you really need this? Do you really need this readily available? Like all of my Christmas I have like 17 Christmassy outfits. Like one that looks like a Christmas tree, one that's a onesie that looks like Rudolph. Like I have all these Christmassy
Yes.
clothes from when I worked in an office and stuff and I would dress up for holidays. I don't need those out. Right now, I also didn't need them away, like taking up that kind of storage space, and I have room for them, but I'm maxed out. So if I got rid of some of that shit, the fancier dresses that like I never wear, like once in a blue moon I need, and then I can go to storage if I need it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I need to go through things and reevaluate my life now that I am not solo. And like now that I want someone around and I want their things with my things and I want them to feel at peace and at home.
Yes.
I need to go, I need to go through some shit. So, yeah, I'm going to be working on that tonight because I don't want Matt to feel jumbled. It hurts my heart to know that he's been feeling that way.
Oh,
So
it hurts my heart too. Yeah,
I don't want him to have stressful morning. He already is bummed about his fucking job because he works 12-hour days, and it's, he feels peaked, right now. He wants more, and he's, trying for more, and he works in education and with children, so it's thankless anyways. So I don't want him feeling jumbled around in the morning on his way to his job that's lackluster. Nobody wants that. You want to have a good start to your day. And so
So he's coming over tonight to finish that.
Yes.
Get set up.
So.
Okay, that's nice.
So I want to, really dive into that tonight. And I'm going to go buy a fucking Red Bull.
Okay.
Get my wings on.
You could always buy one of those racks to hang things from if you can't make any more room in your closet.
I really just want to make room in my closet.
Okay.
I really just need to be a realistic girl. And it's been hard because my life's been in limbo. So it's like I have like some cute fun summer dresses that I hang. I have some business appropriate business wear that I hang. And right now I'm like, well, I don't know what to put away because I don't know if I'm going to be a jobless fucking bum wearing my cutesy summer dresses or if I'm going to go back to an office and need my business clothes readily available.
Right.
And I need to just figure my fucking shit out and quit living in limbo and quit waiting for a doctor to tell me my life because nobody knows. So, and I could go through my closet again. There was stuff that I was like, well, if I lose some weight, this would fit again. And but that shit I bought 10 years ago, it's not even in style. Like if I got skinny, I wouldn't even want to wear it because everybody would be like, what year is it?
I have things like that.
I just need to be realistic, and it's easier to do now that I have some perspective, now that I have like a new goal, and the goal is like a family and having Matt as a part of my life.
Yeah.
I can hone in a little bit.
Okay.
Better than I had been before. So.
Okay.
Before it was like, well, what's the fuck? I'm not going to get rid of stuff. I'm poor. I'm on my own. Who knows what I'm going to need? You pack rat a little, So.
I mean, I don't, but.
Fuck you.
You do. No, I'm
Good
sorry.
for you. Here's my mom. She's like, no big deal. I'll just throw it away. I'll buy new. With what money? I don't know, but I'll just buy new. It's fine. We're both fucking insane. I think that's fair. I think that's a fair statement. We're just insane in our own ways.
We're on the spectrum.
Opposite ends, but we're on it. Nonetheless. Yes.
So guess what?
What?
I watched this new documentary on the guy that was in the same cell as Stephen Avery. Have you seen it?
No. What?
It's on Prime.
What the fuck is it called?
I can't remember, but
it's on Prime right now.
It's on Prime.
Oh, I'm watching it while I clean my room tonight.
Okay. Yeah, it's...
Sorry, just like...
It has something to do with like...
in the mic, but it was in my throat.
Making a murderer, but it's not making a murderer, but it's... If you search making a murderer, it'll come up or...
Adjacent. It's making a murderer adjacent. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically this guy... Well, I don't want to tell you now if you're going to watch it.
I am going to watch it. Don't tell me a thing, but also tell me. Ugh.
It made me question my original thoughts. So my original thoughts were he was set up.
Yeah, that investigation was so fucking bizarre.
But after watching this, I learned some things that I didn't know, not just about him, but about the investigation. And I was like, oh, they didn't say that in the documentary. And after watching this, I was like, maybe he is where he should be. There were a few things that were said, like his girlfriend, didn't she seem to have his back? And didn't she seem like the only reason she left is because they pressed her?
Yeah, because the whole thing was just very stressful and very taxing.
And they were like putting her in jail every 5 minutes. They just were threatening her constantly with the police.
Well, yes, but I don't think they were putting her in jail without reason. But I think that they were focusing on the shit that she was doing that other people are probably getting away with and using it to hound her. I don't think she was necessarily like an angel.
And basically they were just like, we'll leave you alone if you stop seeing Steven.
Yeah.
That's the impression that I got, but I learned some things from the documentary that weren't said in the original documentary.
Well, the same with his wife, and I think with his girlfriend too, they would go through like phases where she'd be like, I don't know if I could do this anymore. And then he would write her like nasty letters and be like, fuck you then. I hope you die and shit like that. That was said in the documentary.
I saw that.
And so I don't know.
It'll be interesting to see what you have to say about it. Then we can talk about it.
Oh, okay. Well, now I have to watch it because, yeah. When the Kathleen Zellner filed her appeal, it's like a bajillion pages. I read every fucking page of that thing. And was like, what does she find new grounds on? Or, you know what I mean? And yeah I've said, because she's a great attorney. So, the fact that she wanted to take the case and thought that there was a lot of...
I mean, I was so sure that you had the hole in the top of the blood sample to explain why there was blood in her car.
He just had the weird things that didn't make sense. The one blood smear, but then nothing on the one by where you would do the key, but nothing on the...
But no biological evidence of her in the car.
Yeah.
So, obviously...
And Brendan's whole story of like him being like, you can see it where they're just tricking this kind of a dumb kid.
So I'm just going to go ahead and ask you, who shot her in the head?
Yeah, they lead every bit of information to him, and he just fills in blanks to try to get it, because they kept telling him, if you want to go home, you better say something. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That for me was enough.
Horrendous. It was horrendous. I don't think
Brendan had anything to do with it.
I think that if Stephen did kill her, he did it and he burned her and all of that without Brendan knowing. I think Brendan just said whatever he could. Brendan read the book. They made it into a movie. Kiss the Girls. Have you seen that movie? Really good. Ashley Judd.
Maybe I have.
Morgan Freeman plays the cop. Ashley Judd is a doctor. She gets abducted.
I have seen it. Yes.
The guy who plays in the Merry Men.
Yes, I think I have seen it. Yes.
He's a cop. Okay. So basically there's this guy going around stealing chicks. And then at the end, when he's done with them, when they haven't been good, he cuts their hair off and ties them to a tree. And that's what... They kept asking Stephen, so tell us what happened with her head. Something happened about her head. And Stephen was like, we cut her hair. He's just trying to think of whatever murderers
And he also said some stuff when they were like, well, where did you stab her? He would be like, I'm not quoting verbatim, but he'd be like, in the chest. And they'd be like, but in the back too, right? And he'd be like, yeah, like whatever information it was, like when he didn't say the right answer, they would just feed it and he'd be like, oh yeah, that too. Like, I don't think Brendan had anything to do with it ever. They just...
Yeah, nothing happened in Stephen's house because why wasn't there blood everywhere?
If she was attacked in the way that he that he told.
The fact that the jury didn't find reasonable doubt is beyond me. I don't think, based on what Brendan said, he should have gone to jail.
Yeah, and this guy was not a clean guy. There was shit. There's no way he could have cleaned well enough to get blood off of all of the shit everywhere in his room. It was still there. It would be like if a murder happened in my room. I am so fucked. There's shit everywhere.
Yeah, so
there's an inch of dust on stuff. You're gonna know if it was disturbed.
Yeah, but I do think now, after watching the documentary, that Stephen probably did do something to her, and then burn her in the burn barrel and the bomb fire. Is that what he called it? Bonfires. Bonfires. And you'll have to watch it and let me know.
I don't know. All right, I'll watch it.
Okay. Shall we talk about crime?
Let's talk about a different kind of crime. What's today's case?
Okay. Today. Sad case with a halfway silver lining.
Okay.
So there's some tough things here.
What's our VD?
We're going to be talking about murder, child abduction. That's pretty much it.
Okay.
That's enough. If you're going to be triggered, tune out. You don't want to hear this one.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the Jim DiMaggio case.
Okay.
It begins with a fire at the residence of Jim DiMaggio in San Diego, California.
Okay.
The fire had been set using timer devices in each room, and one of the timers had been recovered.
Okay.
Jim was suspected of arson.
Okay.
They found a body in the garage when the fire was extinguished. It turned out to be a woman whose name was Christina Anderson. She was a 44-year-old resident of Lakeshore, and she had been murdered.
Okay.
Then another body was found in the house, and this is the tough one. It was the body of Ethan Anderson, who was her 8-year-old son. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So apparently Jim DiMaggio was a close family friend of the Andersons.
Okay.
Christina also had a 16-year-old daughter whose name was Hannah, and she was not found in the house, and she was nowhere to be found.
And neither was Jim.
And neither was Jim. But there was something peculiar. Apparently, Jim had taken Hannah and some of her friends on like a day trip somewhere. And it was just a few days before the fire. And on that trip, he mentioned to Hannah that if she and him were the same age, he would want to date her. So apparently that kind of freaked Hannah out a little bit.
Yeah, ew, that's so sketchy. That sounds like something one of your mom's boyfriends would have said.
Oh, for sure. Yes.
Ugh.
Hannah was last seen at cheerleader practice that day, and she was seen leaving with Jim, who picked her up from cheerleader practice.
Okay, so he stages this, like, I'm the best family friend or stepdad or whatever the fucking vibe was, trip with her and her girlfriends, guy of the year. Sets timer devices, like bombs or something, to go off to start a fire while he's gone. So he kills the mom and the son, sets the timers. Let's go on a fun trip. And then the house burns up.
Oh.
Is that what you're saying?
I see what you're saying. Okay. No. Apparently they went on this day trip for one day.
Okay.
And then they came home and Hannah said, he said this creepy thing to me. And they were like, that is kind of creepy. And then she went to school. And then the mom and the son came over to Jim's house for whatever reason. And he murdered them. And then he set timers to burn his house down to cover up the evidence.
I'm on track now.
And then he went to the school and picked her up.
Oh, your mom told me to come and pick you up.
Exactly.
This is why we have safe words.
Right?
Oh, gross.
Okay, so investigators pretty sure that Jim abducted Hannah. And they put out an Amber Alert for Hannah and be on the lookout for his car, which was a blue Nissan Versa.
A bolo.
A bolo. That's what I had written down, but I didn't know if everybody knows what a bolo is.
A bolo is a be on lookout.
That's right.
I love an acronym. Come on. So much fun.
So Hannah's father was on a 3-month job in Tennessee.
Oh, my shoe liner got messed up and I'm having a...
Oh, the sensory thing?
Sensory issue in the center of my foot. Okay, go ahead. So say again.
Hannah's father was in Tennessee. He was working there for this 3-month length period of time.
Okay.
So he went on TV and made a press release statement directly to Jim DiMaggio. And basically, he just looked defeated.
Oh, I'm sure.
He just was like, we know what you did, and you've already taken everything from me. Just bring Hannah back. Let her go. And then he said directly to Hannah, if you get a chance, run. We'll find you.
Yeah.
So she was, did I say she was 16?
Yeah.
Okay.
Was the son his as well?
I didn't find that out, but I'm assuming.
Okay.
Because
well, there's an age gap.
There's
an
married.
8-year age gap between them, and I know they were married, but I just wondered, like, obviously he's not going to feel good about her brother being hurt, whether it was his own or not. But I just wondered, like, did he really just lose his ex-wife and a child, and now his daughter's
abducted? Yeah. I'm pretty sure, yes. Okay. Meanwhile, there were several sightings of Jim DiMaggio's car. So one of them was at the California border checkpoint close to DiMaggio's home. Hannah was seen with Jim in the car just after midnight on August 4th. And so that was a good lead of which
Well, she's
direction
still
they were heading.
alive, and they're, well, that's a
Yes.
good sign at least. And-
Yes.
Okay.
But the car was found abandoned in Cascade, Idaho. So it was in an area called Frank Church River of No Return Wilderness. I know that's a long name for an area, right?
Okay.
The Frank Church River of No Return Wilderness. You got to put the pauses in the right place.
It's kind of ominous. It's the river. It was found at the river of no return.
It's ominous. Oh my gosh.
Fucking bleak.
It is bleak. This is an area covering 2.3 million acres. It was incredibly remote.
Okay,
And
Idaho.
basically like looking for a needle in the earth.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah. A needle in a haystack that spanned 2 million miles.
yeah. So the car was covered in brush, so deliberately tried to be concealed.
Okay.
And the plates had been removed. So this man named Chuck Davis was an FBI investigator. He was a SWAT leader, a bomb technician, a free fall jumper, a decorated Air Force man, and he also ran hostage rescue teams. So this guy's been around the block a few times.
Yes.
Tough guy.
Yeah.
Tough, made of steel, literally.
Yeah.
You know, Superman. He was part of the investigation team that was looking for Hannah. And when they searched the car, they found several receipts, and one of them was a Walmart receipt. And how stupid is this Jim? He must have thought, well, if I take the plates off, they're not going to know it's my car. I don't need to clean it up.
Right.
So he leaves receipts in there. I always think they're so dumb when they leave their receipts.
Right? No, I couldn't agree more. Like, why wouldn't you just torch the car?
Why would you just throw the receipt away?
Well, yeah, but eventually, they're going to find it anyways, even if you take your shit off of it. The VIN number's going to match. So why wouldn't you just torch it so any kind of physical evidence gone? Like, I don't care if you come to the smoke. Everything's gone by then. You can find the car, and I know that I got away. Like,
Right. So apparently the receipt showed camping items had been bought. And maybe that's why he didn't torch it, because they got out of the car and then went into the wilderness to camp. And he didn't want anybody to be drawn to the area.
Okay, that's a good point. If he was not planning on having to venture too far into the river of no return.
Yeah, the river of no return. It sounds like something from that movie, The Labyrinth.
Yeah.
The bog of eternal stench.
Yes.
So, okay. So it showed that the tent was blue. So they know he's got a blue tent.
Okay.
And then there was a receipt for a gray house cat. So that was just weird. And Chuck Davis thought it was weird.
A gray house?
Yeah, it was just so random.
Like they stopped, like he bought her a comfort?
Maybe. We don't know.
Why don't you get a dog?
I
don't know.
A
Whatever.
house cat on the road is weird.
You can't really successfully leash a cat
Right?
for long.
Yeah, it doesn't make much sense. All right. So there was a couple riding horseback in the area, and they had actually spotted a man and a young girl who they thought looked very ill-equipped to be in that area.
Okay.
She was wearing sweatpants and tennis shoes, and it just made an imprint on their minds.
They didn't look like your average camper, hiker.
No. So when they returned home, the Amber Alert was on TV, and they immediately recognized her as the girl they had seen while they were horseback riding.
I knew this bitch wasn't from the wilderness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They called it in, and the investigators just thought the fact that they crossed paths in this 2.3 million acres of land was kind of a miracle.
Yeah.
When you consider
how
that it was just 4 people crossing paths.
yeah.
Yeah. So at this point, Chuck Davis's FBI team was called to Cascade, Idaho. They had set up a search area based on where they had been seen. So it was like a circle of how far they could have traveled in the time that the couple had seen
Reasonably,
them.
yes.
Yeah, so it was like a perimeter they made, and then they
Worked their way in.
Yeah, so they had FBI.
Local law
I
enforcement,
spelled they
probably.
backwards. I spelled it YTEH. They had the San Francisco SWAT team,
Okay.
the Salt Lake City SWAT team, and then there were other resources as well. So they basically searched in a pattern resembling a pie in that circle, is
Yeah.
how they put it together. And then each team took a slice of land to search for Hannah. So Chuck's team was assigned this area called Moorhead Lake. And Moorhead Lake is basically shaped kind of like in a Florida shape. It's long, so
Okay.
it's shaped up and down like north, south.
Okay.
And it's also in the mountains. So they had planes flying around at Moorhead Lake, and they were not copters. They were, what do they call those?
Like a biplane, like a
Yeah, just small little planes.
like a personal,
Like what you dust
like a
with.
prop plane.
Yeah. That could go up high, but they could view the land without really making anybody suspicious.
Something that would seem like it was supposed to be in that area versus a helicopter, which is a pretty dead giveaway that it's,
Yes.
yeah.
All right. Well, the plane spotted a tent, and around the tent was a man and a blonde-haired girl and a gray house cat.
How the fuck you keep a cat
With you in
with
the
you in the
wilderness.
woods?
I know.
And why? Was he afraid of mice?
Who knows? That is a mystery, and they never said why.
Like protection? Like a dog, like I said, would do just as good.
I know.
And they are less likely to like freak out and run away, or,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And why would you bring anything else along that you have to feed? Like, what? Maybe he really just thought, like, I know what'll cheer her up.
It could be. Could be.
A little kitty.
Could be.
And she's like, I don't really give a fuck about this cat. I will eat it. I would love to go home, though.
Right. Right. So they pretty much were definite that this was who they were looking for.
Yeah.
Blue tent, gray house cat, dead giveaways. So Chuck had 11 people in his team.
How the fuck you see a gray house cat from a plane in the sky, by the way?
Yeah, they had really good
Binoculars?
whatever they were viewing the area, because they had pictures I saw in the documentary that I watched about it. And they had really good footage of them walking to the lake and kneeling by the lake and, yeah, walking around the campsite area.
With a cat.
And the cat was
In
walking
tow.
along as well. Yep.
That's wild.
I know. And it's a grown cat, so it's not even like they had raised it and it would stay with them.
Well, no, I would almost think you would need an older cat that's like, nah, I'm not really interested in sowing my oats or
That could be.
running away.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
a little
true.
tired. I'll just chill with you. You keep feeding me.
Yeah. Okay.
My cats would be gone. Grace would be under a rock hiding until she died there.
Right.
And Hazel would be, he'd cover every inch of that ground, killing anything that came in his path, happily, roaming freely, never to be seen in the same spot twice. I'm just thinking of how, like, impossible it would be to keep a cat.
Yeah.
Like, so weird. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, thank
it
God
is weird.
they saw it from the sky.
I
How
know.
big was this cat? You could see Hazel from the sky. My cat is so fucking fat. He's obese.
He is. He is the original meatball.
Yeah.
He tried out for that movie,
Oh, he's so
Anger
big.
Management.
Yes.
He was
Fat shit cat.
Fat shit cat. Yeah. They gave it to Meatball instead.
Oh, Hazel. Anyways, so,
right. So-
they decide to pounce, I guess.
Yes. Chuck had 11 people in his team. Nice little pun there. Pounce.
Pounce.
Including his original 5 members, there was a K9 and a K9 operator and 5 snipers. And then there was a small chopper. 4 people went in to get there. And then the other 7 went in a Black Hawk elevator, a helicopter. I said
He
Black.
said Black Hawk elevator. And then she said helicopter.
It was just like
They were in their Black Hawk elevator.
I was thinking in our last one where I was saying something about black and you were like, black guy. Black eye.
Black eye.
And it struck me the same time that this sounds like I'm saying black cop.
Black Hawk elevator. Sounds like you're saying black cock.
It's black op helicopter.
Black op.
And I said elevator because I was all befuddled now because I'm going to sound like I'm saying black cop instead of black op.
This particular mountain had an elevator installed.
It was an elevator. It was a helicopter.
A helicopter.
Oh, good Lord. Help me. All right. So they get up there to Idaho from where they were in California. And the main objective was to get close enough to DiMaggio without alerting him to their presence. So they had to get in the area that the planes were flying over and saw them.
Yeah.
But not close enough that he could hear the choppers.
Right.
And then they had to let them, land, and they would have to travel the rest of the way on foot.
Right.
Okay. So Chuck said everyone was very hyper-focused on their job that they were supposed to do because each person had their own reason or,
task. Yes.
And they were approaching the place that the copter was supposed to land that they had prearranged. When they got there, the copter just flew right past it. The pilot said it wasn't going to be possible to land that in that spot. It was just too big. The area was too small. It just wasn't possible. So now everyone's feeling anxious. Like, is this going to blow our whole op?
He's like, you know what? Just fly me right over. I'm about to drop the fucking
Yeah.
hot. About to drop in. I'm about to drop it like it's hot.
Right. So finally they found a place to land. It was like a small ridge off of a summit. So it's like halfway up the mountain. And it's just a ridge sticking out. So now they have to climb straight uphill. And the climb straight uphill took 45 minutes to an hour. And this was like the hardest thing ever. They were wearing camouflage uniforms.
Oh, yeah.
They had body armor, which is heavy. They carried rifles, pistols, night vision goggles, ammunition, and then their own specialized equipment for each member, depending on what their role was. And Chuck said that at that time he weighed 200 pounds, but with all the gear on, he weighed 265 pounds. And he said it was very warm that day. So he said it took him about a minute and a half of climbing to realize that this was going to suck. That's exactly what he said.
Yep. Well, everybody, we get to the top. We camp out for the night. Rest. Wake up. Feeling refreshed. Hit it in the morning. Because
it would have been nice if they could have done that, but no.
No, they just got to go for it.
They all had trained in Colorado in the mountains. And that's all they could do is fall back on the training. And how to breathe and how to, because,
elevation and
yeah. So the air gets thinner and
what a fucking undertaking.
I know. They made it. Like I said, it took 45 minutes to an hour. And then they had to cross 3 miles of terrain to get to the campsite.
Which probably felt like a blessing.
Yeah.
Just flat ground.
Yeah. So it was 3 p.m. at this time. And it's going to start sunset around 5:30.
Okay.
So they got an hour, 2.5 hours
of light
to cross the 3 miles. So they had to pick a spot that they would, so they're all together, but then they decided to pick a spot where they would each spread out around the area. And before reaching the campsite so that they're not all in the same spot. You know what I mean?
Right. Like, okay, at this point, then we start breaking out around.
Yes.
And then go for it. Well, if you walk 4 miles an hour, like I said, 4 miles an hour is like a nice, like, brisk walk. Like when I'm on a treadmill with my leg. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So even if they just walk with all this heavy gear at 3 miles an hour, it would take them 3 hours to get there then. So they're going to have to do the 4 mile. They're going to have to it's going to have to be a good paced, fast walk, no breaks.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing that it's not straight terrain either.
No.
So, yeah, they had no time to waste once they got up the top of the hill.
Yeah. So meanwhile, the airplane was still flying back and forth overhead and relaying real-time intelligence to Chuck. So basically, that was to paint a picture for the FBI agents so that they could better understand the situation they'd be walking into. Like, is he restraining her? What have
She
they
seems
been
to
doing?
be moving freely.
Yes.
They're
which is
walking
the
around
case.
or, yeah, like
Which is
whatever
the
they're
case.
doing.
Basically, Jim and Hannah were just walking around from the tent to the lake and back, not seemingly aware that the plane was related to a search for them.
Okay.
So the plan was the snipers were going to move. So here's the lake. The snipers were going to move to the west side of the lake and try to find a position where they can observe the north side, which is where the campsite was.
Okay.
And that would give them a line of sight to provide intelligence to Chuck's group, which were the ones that were going to be going in.
Okay.
So Chuck's group went to the east side of the lake, and then they went up that side to the north. So you've got snipers on the west side and Chuck's SWAT team and the K-9 on the east side.
So if they start running, you can head them off from the west anyways.
Yes. And Jim and Hannah are at the north point.
Yeah.
Basically, the snipers were there to take out any threats that they saw become apparent. So if they observed an immediate threat to Hannah or to the east team, they could just take them out. And that's their main job. Chuck said he had a very good feeling knowing they were there. So, they all relied on each other and...
Yeah, somebody's got your back for sure.
Yes.
And it's not like up for debate like, oh, what if we're shooting a guy who didn't do anything? Like...
Right.
Why in the fucking woods with this girl that's not your daughter?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Why'd you hide the car? Like, you know what I mean? Like...
Yeah.
So... Why are you in Idaho? Like, obviously, if this guy gets shot, they're like, yeah, well, you're a scumbag, so.
Yeah. So, okay. Chuck's team covered 100 meters, and then Chuck heard, freeze, 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 over the radio. So he said, if you were in mid-step and you heard that, you don't finish the step. So the sniper team leader said DiMaggio was away from the campsite and they thought he was collecting firewood, and he was just 30 meters away.
Oh, okay.
So Chuck saw him moving through the trees, and then Jim turned back toward the campsite. So the next report was from an airplane. They said Jim was back at the campsite and they could see smoke. So he had
started
been.
a fire.
Mm-hmm. So now Chuck's team could see the smoke too. So now they could pinpoint exactly where they were.
Yeah.
So it was awesome. So then, do you need to check?
No.
Okay. The airplane reports Hannah is down by the lake and she's as far away from DiMaggio as they've ever seen her.
Perfect.
Yes. So Chuck gave the command, execute, execute, execute.
Right.
And the team moved in towards the campsite. And that's when Chuck hears small caliber gun shot. So it was DiMaggio opening fire on the team.
Oh, he was shooting at them.
Yeah. And then immediately he hears his guys, his snipers.
Pop, 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 pop. Light it up.
Exactly.
Fucking tense. Shredded.
So he sprinted the last 20 to 30 meters toward the campsite, and he popped out in this open area where the tent was, and he heard Hannah screaming off to his right. And his first priority was to deal with DiMaggio, though. So he had to go to the left, and he found DiMaggio laying on his back, and he was dead as a doornail. He'd been shot numerous times.
The old fuck around and find out.
This part's funny, though. I thought it was anyways. The procedure was to secure him, so they handcuffed him anyway.
Yeah.
I was just like, wow, they handcuffed a dead body, but that's what you get.
Yep.
So while the team secured the crime scene, Chuck ran over to Hannah, and there was already two of his guys there providing medical aid, but she appeared to be fine with no visible wounds or injuries. However, she was really agitated, just like would not calm down, very upset. and wanted to know what was going on with Chuck or Jim.
Okay.
So that made Chuck think that they had taken down someone other than DiMaggio. Like maybe there was another guy that they didn't know about, and DiMaggio's still out there. So he runs back to look at the body again. And the problem was the face was very gaunt, not like the pictures that they had of him. And he said in his career, when people start to lose it, they do tend to lose weight quickly and they get this very gaunt face.
Okay.
So he said he felt pretty confident that it was Jim, but then he went back and asked Hannah who was the guy that she was with, and she said it was Jim DiMaggio. Okay. So Hannah's like, is he alive? And Chuck's like, no, you don't have to worry about him anymore. And then she finally began to calm down.
She was just agitated because she's fucking traumatized.
Yeah, seriously.
There's all this gunfire going on. She doesn't know if he just ran off into the woods. She doesn't feel safe. You know? Yes.
So Chuck asked her if there was anything she wanted to take with her from the site. And she did. She wanted a pair of jeans. So another guy went into the tent and came out with this pair of jeans and said, are these yours? Is this what you wanted? She said, well, they're not mine. They're my mom's. And she asked how her mom and brother were. And
she didn't know.
Nope. Chuck didn't want to tell her. You know, he just...
Not in the middle of the fucking mountains.
No, he said they'd figure out about her mom and brother later, but right now the main goal was to get her safely off the mountain.
Yeah.
So at that time, the helicopter flies in, and Chuck said, hey, Hannah, have you ever been on a helicopter before? And she said no. So Chuck said, okay, well, make sure you look around. It's pretty cool. And he's basically trying to reverse psychology her in case she's going to have anxiety about being in a helicopter. Yeah. You know, and he's just trying to be upbeat about it and like, it's really cool. But she didn't seem anxious about it. She actually smiled at Chuck, and he said that made him feel pretty good.
Yeah.
So they strapped her in and the helicopter took off, and Chuck said that's the last time he saw Hannah Anderson. But he said he was flooded with these like positive emotion that Hannah was alive and still had a future. So they had succeeded in their mission.
Yeah, they got her out safely. And she did have a father to go home to. I'm assuming. I don't know the situation or anything, but it wasn't like she was orphaned. So that had to make them feel good. Because I would feel good about finding her and knowing that her life was spared and that she could have a future. But if like all I knew is that like she had no other family except for this, I wouldn't feel good about bringing her home to like nothing.
Oh, I know.
You know what I mean? But like at least she did have a father who I'm sure was beyond elated that she was recovered.
I don't know what the deal is with the father, because Hannah, she returned to San Diego, but she lived with her grandparents. And it might be because his job is one of those jobs that took him out of state for 3 months at a time.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
So she lived with her grandparents while she finished high school, and she's still in California, but she keeps a low profile.
I'm sure.
And that night, while they were going over the crime scene, the cat wandered in, and they rescued the cat as well.
This fucking cat.
I know. It's so bizarre. Like, what is up with, why did he buy a cat? Maybe he was just, I can't even guess why. It's just crazy. I don't even know.
I feel like even a ferret with a cage would be easier to maintain in the woods than a cat.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I don't know. Dude's fucking losing it. But yeah, at least they did get her out safely, and that team had to go through, you know, hell and high water to make sure that nobody that was not supposed to be hurt got hurt, and that she was able to get out safely. And
yeah.
But yeah, there's your little bit of a silver lining. They saved her life, but yeah, because it doesn't sound like there was any way she was getting out of, like, she wasn't just going to, like, one night make a break for it.
Right.
And get out on her own. You know what I mean? Like, best chances she got somewhere where hikers found her. But, like, no sense of direction, not from there, rough terrain, steep climbs, steep falls.
Yeah.
The river of no return.
That river of no return.
The fuck? But yeah. What a wild case.
I know, right?
What a weird fucking guy. I just want to move to the mountains with my cat and my child bride.
Right.
I wonder if she hates cats now. It's just something I'll wonder about. Talk about grasping at straws and too late.
Trying to think if I'd hate cats.
I'm sorry I abducted you. I got you this cat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he obviously never told her that anything happened
Right.
to the family since she was asking. Or maybe he said something but she didn't believe him. I don't know, but it sounds like she had no idea that whole time. She thought that he just picked her up from school and her family was fine at home or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
So it wasn't like I'm sorry I killed your mom, but here's a cat.
Right.
And they could see it from the plane. Okay, well, that's the story, guys.
That's the case for today. So,
Fucking cat in the mountains. What's that movie?
the cat from
Outer Space. And I was mixing that and Return to Witch Mountain and the cat from outer space. I was mixing them in my head.
Both great Disney movies from the 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Return to the river of no return. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you've already subscribed, thank you guys. We love you. Thanks for being here. And tune in next time for episode 67, which I'm sure will be a doozy, as they all are.
That's true. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.